Hello everybody and welcome back to the Clinical Coder YouTube channel, and today we are going to talk about something super topical. We're going to talk about Trump's tariffs, and I know it is on everybody's lips. What is it? How does it impact pharmacy, and why am I even talking about this? Well, let's start off with the first thing. What are tariffs? Now, tariffs are charges, percentages that are put on products that come in and go out of a country. So when it comes to what Trump's tariffs are, he is basically putting tariffs or percentage increases on products that come into countries, and in turn, other countries are putting tariffs on US products that enter their countries. So everybody is kind of getting charged extra. And what this kind of accumulates to in a really simple form is that the people that are buying the products will then have to pay more, because say we have, like, I don't know, a phone, a brand new phone that has come on the market by a company that is based in, I don't know, the UK, let's just say, and they are selling in America. Now, with Trump's tariffs, if he puts a charge on UK imports at a certain level, then that company has to incorporate that charge into what they're selling to their customers. So that will increase what the customer pays in the overall, in the end. Now, why does this relate to pharmacy? Well, as we know, pharmaceuticals, medicines lead in a global supply chain. So you've got medicines that, so if we take medicines, they are made with lots of different components. One, you've got the active ingredient. So for example, let's say paracetamol or acetaminophen, or what's called in the US, the active ingredient is pharmacy. So as we know, pharmaceuticals, pharma, things that come from pharmaceutical companies run on a global supply chain. So what does that mean? That means that each little bit of their product is built across the globe, so in different countries, transported across different countries to end up in our pharmacies. So let's take it a step back and look at medicines as a whole. So if we take a tablet, for example, of what should we take? So we can take a statin. So let's say atorvastatin. So atorvastatin is made from lots of different components. You've got the active ingredient, which is the statin part. Then you've got the packing ingredients, or packing ingredients such as lactose, which packs up to allow the tablet to be made in a round tablet form. And then you might have some kind of sugary substance like sucrose or something to make it taste a little bit better if it's a chewable tablet, and so on. And then you've got the companies that make that. Then you've got the companies that pack it into a tablet sleeve. Then you've got the companies that pack it into its boxes, and then you've got the logistics and supply companies that take it to different places. So all of these different companies could theoretically be in different countries. Now, normally, the pharmaceuticals are usually exempt from these kind of trade tariff agreements because obviously, you know, medicines are critical for everybody across the globe. However, currently we don't know what's happening in pharmaceuticals. But if we think about it as a picture on a whole, potentially it could mean that our medicines become more expensive, what we're buying them for as pharmacists and pharmacies. It could also mean that there could be more shortages as these tariffs are becoming, between different countries become more. the ability for each company to be in that supply chain, packing, formulating, packing, sending, all of that could become more costly for these pharma companies. So there are some trade routes that some companies and logistic companies have taken prior. So if we take Huawei, for example, they did have a trade embargo with the UK, but what they did is use alternative routes to then infiltrate these markets. So the same can be said for different products in different countries. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But there are ways to go around the tariffs, depending on how high they become and how many countries are involved. So I guess it would be really interesting to kind of watch the space. And so on. So as you can see, that this can kind of impact the global farm supply chain quite significantly, and overall impact our patient and our patient care quite significantly. So I guess it's kind of important to really kind of get your head around what's kind of going on in global affairs, and also lobby your local MPs to ensure that our voices are being heard, that the voices of our patients are being heard, and that the critical understanding of this sort of supply chain is being understood and taken into account. So I hope you liked this video. Please subscribe, channel, comment if you have any comments on this or any questions, and yeah, watch for more.